Hello there, it's Chris from Chasing 80s Toys, and these two boxes are from Old School Toys. I bought these, gonna open them, show you what's inside, and information about Old School Toys can be found in the description below of this video. Okay, let's see how we're gonna open these. I could use the power sword again, did that before. I could ask Skeletor to do it, but he is not available at the moment. I know, let's try some good old-fashioned magic. If Dr. Strange can do it, so can I. How hard can it be? Here we go. Alright, boxes are open. Let's see what we got. Business card flyers from Old School Toys, with of course the Old School Toys sweets, the business card of Mark, owner of Old School Toys, always included. There should be one in here as well. Let's get these out of the way. I can see some cool toys in here. Alright, where do we start? I'm gonna start with this one first. This is from the G.I.JOE toy line, the Cobra Night Viper. And here he is up close. What a cool G.I.JOE Cobra figure this is. Love the color scheme on it. Looks so evil. I was inspired by my good buddy Dave C, who has the awesome YouTube channel Straight from the Pit, to buy one of these, and as you can probably tell, all of the accessories are missing. And I don't mind, it allows me to get a figure at a good price if I buy them incomplete, and I enjoy the hunt very much, to hunt down those missing parts over the months, even over a year sometime to follow. That's how I love to collect and enjoy my hobby. So here he is, from '87, the Cobra Night Viper. Next out of the box, from the Masters of the Universe Origins toy line, and this is the only modern toy line where toys are being produced and sold today new that I'm really into. It's vintage toys for me, but MOTU Origins does it right. Mark Bobaix, good buddy of mine and supporter of this channel, got one of these too. Shot some beautiful pictures. I saw those pictures and I just had to go for one of these figures. My first plan was to go for only the MOTU Origins figures that resemble the same lineup that I had back in the 80s as a kid, but some of these figures that come out with Origins are so cool, I just couldn't resist getting them. Here he is up close, that typical 80s style bubble wrapped card back. Back in the 80s, as a kid, when you got a gift and it was wrapped up, you knew one of these was in it by the shape of it. This is so typically iconical for the 80s. On the back we get that beautiful artwork again, some of the other figures from this wave. And I just love this version of He-Man. Colors go so well together. We get another mini comic, which is always cool. There's not going to be any text in that one because this is a European or worldwide release, so that's a bit of a letdown, but overall another pretty cool figure joins the collection. And that's not where it ends for MOTU Origins for this video. There is more Origins in the box. Look at this one, the Horde Trooper. And I didn't buy one Horde Trooper, I bought two of them because this is a figure I like to army build on a small scale to get Hordak, his own little army of bots, to do his bidding. Here's a close-up of the Horde Troopers from the Origins toy line. Again, beautiful artwork on the back. He-Man fighting off several Horde Troopers. Hordak shouting, commanding his forces. But we probably know how this is going to end for Hordak. Seems to be a bit more shiny, the Horde Troopers, than the vintage one, and I think this is a good moment to open up one of them and compare it with its predecessor from the 80s. And here he is, the Horde Trooper from the Origins toy line, next to my vintage Horde Trooper from the year 86, I believe this came out. We get a mini comic called Rulers of the Sun, Sunman. Pretty cool artwork, though I'm not pretty sure what's going on with Clawful. I don't really like how his head is portrayed more like a vulture or some sort of bird beak going on there. Not pretty sure what's happening there, but the rest of the artwork looks pretty good, and this story looks like to be going about the origins of Anti-Eternia He-Man. But now for these two. 86 Horde Trooper, 2022 Horde Trooper. Like I said, a lot more shininess going on over here. We got more articulation. He comes with the same weapon as the vintage. That's pretty cool. And to be honest, I like this shininess on its armor. It looks pretty cool. Now the vintage Horde Trooper always had this action feature. If He-Man, preferable Flying Fist He-Man, would hit him on the chest, he would sort of fall apart into a state like this. Now we're gonna do a little experiment to see if that power punch action falling apart Horde Trooper thingy still works with this Origins version. And in order to do that, I asked around my own MOTU Origins collection if any of my figures would like to volunteer to throw that punch, and this guy jumped up straight away and said, "Pick me, I'll be the one to throw that power punch against this poor unlucky Horde Trooper." And that's what we're gonna do now, so I'm gonna set them up. First up is the vintage Horde Trooper. Let's see what happens now. Origins Fisto doesn't have that spring-loaded action feature with his fist that we got back in the vintage, so I'm gonna need to give him a little hand with that. Here we go. Yes, he's falling apart, the Horde Trooper. Now I expect it's gonna take a little bit more work, or is not gonna work at all with this fellow. He's packed together so tight that I'm gonna need to give Fisto a little bit of help to make him look good. Okay, here we go. And he's falling apart again. Just look at this, how proud Hordak looks, leading his small army of Horde Troopers already. And I can see myself picking up one or two more over the course of this year to get a bit of Horde army building going on right there. And that means more Horde Troopers for Fisto and He-Man to smash apart. Now there's one more toy from the Origins toy line left that I bought at Old School Toys, and this is it. Oh, look at that. Origins Roton. I've been waiting for this for quite some time, and I know some of my friends are looking out for this one too. It has showed up in the Netherlands at Old School Toys. I bought it in an instant. How cool is this one? Look at that beautiful artwork. This is so cool. Little logo going on there. Hologram logo almost. 40 years of MOTU. 1982 the first figures came out. And now 40 years later I'm unboxing a Roton, which is re-released again. And look at how cool this is. I think it's almost the same size as the vintage one. Let's take a look at the back. Skeletor, Point Dread in the background, Stratos. I think there's a song on YouTube about the Roton and Stratos that Michael French did a video on, which is pretty hilarious. Some of the figures that haven't showed up yet over here. I think this is the 2000X version of He-Man. We got Big Head. Never heard of him myself, but of course you can't know everything. There's Montana, it's going to be released. 4 legs. That's how he always should have been. That's how he was portrayed in the She-Ra cartoon series from Filmation.
If I ever get my hands on him, I'll do this.
Got some extra parts. We didn't get those back in the 80s. Don't know if I really care about the extra parts. Look at the artwork here. We got Screech over there. We got He-Man in the Horde Trooper. Well, if that's all to come, that's pretty cool for the future. We got Cobra Can over here. And here he is unboxed, the Roton. Stickers already applied. Some of the extra accessories. It's got this cage mechanism that I think goes over here. In case it rains, you never know. Extra bit that goes over here. The 2 side guns. Gonna need those. But I don't care about any of these accessories. This is how the Roton should look, according to me. This is how I played with it as a kid. And let's see if it still got that same action. Yes! Watch out, Stratos. Your wings are about to be clipped. Of course, Skeletor is going to be the first one. He insisted to be the first one test driving this Roton.
Without He-Man to defend it, Castle Grayskull will be ours.
Did remove this one so he would sit a little bit easier in there. It's got 2 handles now. We didn't get these 2 handles with the vintage one. But look at how happy he is. He can do this all day. And let's bring out the vintage one. And here they are side by side. 1984 Roton on this side, the Origins one on this side. Sits slightly taller, it's a bit bigger, a lot more shiny. This one has a lot of dust from over the years over it. And Stratos, you better watch out because the Rotons are coming. How cool. That never gets old.